How to start your own lawn care business. Lawn care is a booming business that's fairly easy to enter. According to the Professional Land Care Network, there are over 10,000 lawn service providers in a market that, in the U.S., generates between $67 billion to $69 billion per year. Learning the tricks of the trade is fairly easy. At the same time, the industry is competitive. You'll need to carefully research and plan your business, considering a business model, laws, equipment, suppliers, and marketing. Steps. 1. Decide whether lawn care is for you. Sure, running a small business seems like a great thing. You get to put your own ideas to work. You get to make decisions and work independently, meaning you're the boss. And you get the satisfaction of building something lasting. But it isn't for everyone. In fact, operating a small business will be stressful and probably more work than you imagine. Think carefully before deciding that it, and lawn care more specifically, is for you. There are definitely pros and cons to the lawn care industry. For example, it offers stable business. People have lawns that need to be maintained regularly. Not only that, but they also need products like fertilizer to be applied every so often. This makes the business model attractive. On the downside, lawn care will require some significant upfront costs. You'll need to buy equipment like mowers, weed whackers, and sprayers. You'll need fertilizers and pesticides, and you'll probably need a company vehicle and trailer. The industry is also competitive. As both a pro and a con, the industry is seasonal. This means that you'll have winters off, which could give you great flexibility. However, it means that you'll have very little income between the months of October and April. Lawn care is definitely not a year-round business. 2. Decide on a business model. The next step is to decide what sort of lawn care business you want to pursue. Will you start your own small company, for example, and grow gradually? Or perhaps you are thinking of taking over an existing company. There are also franchising opportunities in the lawn care industry. Keep these options in mind. Know about the benefits of franchising. Working with a parent company like Lawn Doctor or US Lawns, you'll have help in starting up. They will guide you with employee training, advertising and media, field evaluations, and other things. Franchise costs can run high, though. The franchise fee for Lawn Doctor is currently $30,000 of an average start-up cost of $81,100,000. That's about 1/3 of your total start-up. Franchises also differ in clientele, some focusing on residential lawns and others on commercial landscaping. Your own service is another option. You can get started with very little, maybe as little as $500 if you are really on a shoestring budget. However, often you will end up paying more in the long run for repairs. To buy quality equipment that will last, you'll need somewhat more. If you add up the costs of a commercial-grade lawn mower, a truck and trailer, and other additional equipment, you'll probably have to spend at least $15,000. 3. Research. You'll want to get as detailed a picture as you can about your business and how it will operate. Do this by researching the industry as well as other services in your area. How many are there? Will you have a lot of competition? How do they advertise? What permits will you need in your area? Do market research. What does the lawn care industry look like in the U.S.? Lawn service is closely tied to the strength of the economy. Is business trending upward or downward? What are the average revenues of a company like? What about average profit margins? How much do they spend on equipment costs, rent and utilities, and wages? Based on this information, how much business can you expect to do in your area? How will you price your service? Pricing usually depends on the size of lawns, price of supplies like fertilizer and pesticides, and whether other extras like weeding, trimming, and fall/spring cleanups are included. Try starting your research at a place like IBS World at http://clients1.ibisworld.ca, which will give you basic statistics, breakdowns, trends, and an overall snapshot of the industry. Part 1. Planning the business. 1. Get fully licensed and certified. In general, the legal hurdles to starting a lawn care business are low compared to other industries. Some cities have municipal permits. Other levels of government may also have requirements when it comes to the regulation of things like pesticides. Consult a local lawyer to ensure that you are in full compliance. For example, North Chicago requires all lawn care businesses to have a proper license. In addition to filling out an application and paying a fee, you have to show that you have proper liability insurance, anywhere from $400 to $700, and get vehicle identification. Counties or states may also have rules. The Canadian province of Ontario requires permits in order to use, store, transport, and dispose of pesticides. Besides a lawyer, consider asking your county clerk, State Department of Business Regulation, and Tax Revenue Office about what is required in your area. 2. Decide how to court clients. One of the key things you will have to do in order to enter and survive in lawn care is to bring in customers. You'll definitely need a plan. How will you get the word out about your business? How will you advertise? Develop a formal marketing plan and then put it into action. You will probably need, at the very least, a phone and phone number dedicated to your business. Using your home phone will not seem professional, and the expense will be minimal. Also consider setting up a website. This is a larger cost, but a polished website inspires confidence in potential customers. Put out yellow page ads. Research suggests that yellow page ads bring in an average of 80 calls per year at a cost of about $800. That's $10 per call. It may seem like a lot, particularly when online ads are much cheaper, but consider that some older customers still prefer to use the telephone book. Use this to your advantage and make sure to list yourself there, under lawn care and/or landscaping. Another method of advertising is the old-fashioned way, door-to-door with flyers. Direct circulation advertising takes up a lot of time and often generates a low amount of business. However, it might be worth your while, especially if you already have customers in an area and can count on some word-of-mouth recognition. 3. Write a formal business plan. Take what you have learned in your research and planning and, now, put it on paper. A business plan sets out the financial and practical success of your operation. It can also persuade a banker, investor, or other lender to support you. Your plan should outline how much business you expect to generate, outline your sales and operating costs, and project your profits and growth for a number of years, usually 3 to 5. Base your data on the market research you did, the size of your local market, your competition, your pricing, your marketing and operations plans, and trends in the overall industry. Include projected costs for supplies, equipment, liability insurance, wages, and other items. Business plans usually follow a set format. They should begin with a short summary, called an executive summary, and then your business strategy and plans for growth, your marketing strategy, your operation plans, human resources plan, a financial projection, and an analysis of strengths, weaknesses, and possible business threats, called a SWOT analysis. You can check your format on a website like the Canadian Business Network website at http://www.canadabusiness.ca, eng, page 2753. Part 2. Getting started. 1. Structure the business. As part of starting a new small business, you'll need to do what's called structuring. This means that you are forming a legal company. Structuring is the shape that you decide to give it, which can impact things like how much you pay in taxes or personal liability, the amount of paperwork you have to do, and how you can raise money. Sole proprietorship is the most common business structure for a small business. You can form one easily and it gives you full control as owner and operator. On the other hand, you'll have to take full liability all of the business costs. Partnerships are another form, in which you go into business with another person. This arrangement splits costs and profits, as well as liability. Some businesses structure as corporations. A corporation is legally separate from you and other founders. It is taxed separately, not as personal income, and can be held legally responsible in court, just like a person. One advantage of a corporation is that you avoid personal legal responsibility if something goes wrong. However, the structure is expensive and takes a lot of paperwork. 2. Purchase your equipment and supplies. In theory, you can manage lawn care with a very low expenditure on equipment and supplies. In fact, you should buy quality tools if you want to attract repeat customers. You'll use this equipment heavily, so investing in commercial-grade mowers, blowers, trimmers, edgers, and other things is in your interest. It will last longer and not have to be repaired as often. Find vendors for your consumable supplies like fertilizer, pesticide, mulch, and other things. Ask for quotes. Compare prices. If you can, ask other lawn care insiders for referrals. You will probably need transport for your business in order to haul equipment and supplies from site to site. Try to resist the temptation to use a personal vehicle. It might seem cheaper, but you can be held personally liable in an accident. Invest instead in a business truck and trailer and commercial insurance. This will protect you in case of an accident. 3. Hire staff, optional. If you don't want to run the operation by yourself, you'll have to hire staff. You can try several things to find good staff. You might go to a recruitment service, for example, which will vet candidates for a fee. You can also try advertising on the internet, in the classified section, at campus, job fairs, or with do-it-yourself advertising. Hiring takes more than just the right person. Keep in mind you'll have to put them on your payroll and keep records of all their earnings for tax purposes, withhold Social Security and other taxes, and report these numbers every year. You may have other legal obligations to employees in areas like labor standards, health care, and taxation. Make sure that you are following the law to avoid problems. Talk to a business lawyer in order to know your duties and rights. 4. Consider joining an industry association. Some areas may have a lawn care association. In Iowa, for example, you can join the Iowa Professional Lawn Care Association. Groups like these do several things. For one, they plug you into a network of other people in the industry. Associations also lobby municipal and state government to shape regulations, hold conferences and trade shows, and will keep you informed of changes in the industry.